What have I gotten myself into? Should I drop it? I just don't know. I kind of feel like I don't talk about it, or if I don't talk about it now, I'll never be able to talk about it again. In any case, I quickly glance around to make sure there's nothing she could use as a weapon before I continue. Okay, we won't report him, that's fine. But what do you want to do instead? Natsuki continues glowering at me, but doesn't seem to have an answer. Anyway, you don't have to be alone in this, you know. I mean, it sounds like this has been troubling you for a while. Have you considered sharing it with your friends in the club? Natsuki makes a grumbling noise.
They don't ever take me seriously. They just see me as some cute little kid. I couldn't possibly tell any of them. I'm in a literature club full of people who judge books by their cover. There's a word for that, right?
Irony?
Yeah, that one. You'd think that at least Yuri would be able to see the irony in that. Freaking suck-up.
Or did she say stuck-up? I think I can't read today. Don't mind me. It did say stuck-up. Natsuki grumbles some more under her breath. Well, you know, you might be surprised. They could be more sympathetic than you expect if you give them a chance. Even Yuri. I mean, aren't you kind of judging them by their cover right now?
What would you know about that?
Well, it's kind of the theme of a manga I'm reading lately, and, I trail off. Natsuki perks up a bit when I mention manga, but somehow I still don't quite feel ready to share how into it I am. Well, anyway, even if you don't feel like turning to anyone else, I'd still like to help if I can. I mean, if you'll accept my help?
Why do you even care?
Because, in the past few days, you've kind of grown on me. I mean, when I first met you. Well, to be honest, I thought you were a real jerk. But now that I know you a bit better, I know there's a lot more to you than meets the eye. You think and feel more deeply than people give you credit for. I see it in your poetry, and I see it in how loyal you are to people who you care about. You're not just cute like people think you are. I know you've got a big heart, and well, it just makes me feel bad seeing you go through such a hard time. Because you don't deserve it. Natsuki mumbles.
Why do you have to make it so hard to hate you?
She says it so quietly I'm not sure if I heard her correctly. What was that?
I said, you're less of a jerk than I thought, too.
Oh, thanks.
And I don't know what to do instead.
Eh?
I mean about my dad. It's kind of getting to me. Having to deal with him just puts me in a bad mood every day. I don't mean to be this angry all the time. I don't want to be like this.
Could have fooled me. I meant that jokingly, but that might have been the wrong time to say that. Sorry, I was kidding.
No, that's fine. I'm sorry for giving you such a hard time. You're being nice to me, so you probably don't deserve it.
Hey, what are friends for?
Friends?
Well, yeah, I mean, you look like you could really use a friend right now.
Yeah, I could.
Well, you're welcome to come over anytime your dad is being difficult. Or if you just need to spend time away from home. I'm sure you can stay here for dinner too, if you'd like.
Really?
Yeah, I'd like to help you feel more comfortable. Natsuki abruptly moves toward me. I instinctively brace myself for her to get violent or something. But instead, she gives me a big hug. Her head hits my chest almost hard enough to knock the wind out of me. Her arms wrap around me with surprising strength, and I feel her small hands gripping the back of my shirt.
Thank you.
I awkwardly hug her in return. She's so small, she almost seems to disappear into my arms. And it makes me feel like I want to protect her from everything she's going through. We stand like that for a moment. The tension that was in the air a moment ago slowly dissipates. When we finally release each other, she looks a little flushed, but a lot more relaxed. Natsuki, are you wearing a wig? I couldn't help noticing something odd about the texture of her hair while I was holding her.
Well, of course! You think that pink is my natural hair color? Don't be stupid! These eyebrows are dyed!
So much for being friendly. Okay, geez. Sorry, it just caught me by surprise, that's all.
Well, it's kinda supposed to be a secret. See, my dad...
What about your dad?
Never mind.
Natsuki suddenly looks very anxious. Okay, fine, I won't tell anyone. I really don't see what the big deal is, though. I mean, it's just a wig.
It's not just that.
She trails off. She seems more anxious than ever. Her breathing comes in quick, shallow breaths. I have no idea why this is so upsetting to her, but I figure I should try to help her calm down. Here, let's sit down. I gesture toward the kitchen table. She wordlessly takes a seat on one of the chairs, and I join her on the other side of the table. She doesn't look any less anxious. It's about your dad, isn't it?
No. Yes. Kind of.
It's very strange to see her like this. Her usual default reaction when she gets upset is to get angry, but this is different. She actually looks scared. Whatever it is, you can talk to me about it. I'll stand by my promise that I won't report him if that's what you're worried about. We can figure out what to do together.
Well, some things, once you say them, they can't be unsaid. And I don't want anyone to find out about this.
Well, I can keep a secret. I mean, I'm kind of a loner anyway. Who would I tell? Natsuki manages a small smile at that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But you have to promise not to tell anyone, okay? And that you're not gonna freak out or anything.
I promise. Whatever it is, my lips are sealed.
Okay, it's hard for me. I've never told anyone before. My dad, he doesn't,
Natsuki takes a deep breath.
my dad doesn't know that I'm a girl.
Natsuki gazes at me tensely, silently. She looks like she's waiting for my response, but I don't have a clue how to respond. He doesn't know she's a girl? What? But he's her father. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I kind of just promised that I would handle this calmly, so I'd better say something. He doesn't know you're a girl? Natsuki nods. How is that possible?
Well, he's never seen me in a skirt, and he's never seen my wig. And I only wear boy clothes when I'm at home.
But you wear a skirt every day.
Yeah, every day I change my clothes on the way to school, and then I change back again on the way home.
And he doesn't know about this? Natsuki nods again. I can't imagine how someone could keep up a secret like that. She's still looking anxious, and she visibly braces herself before speaking again.
Do you have any other questions?
I'm still processing all of this. Lots. I don't know where to begin.
You're not upset or anything, are you?
No, I'm just confused. I mean, your dad thinks you're a boy? The concept is utterly baffling to me.
Well, yeah, I mean... Do I really have to say it? I'm trans, okay? Jeez, you can be pretty dense sometimes.
Sorry. I've never met a trans person before.
How would you know? You didn't even know I was one.
I guess I never really thought about that. So, how long have you been doing this?
Since I started high school. I kind of took advantage of a couple of my dad's bad days. He didn't want to bother helping me buy my school uniform. He just gave me money and sent me out. So I bought two of them, one boy's uniform and one girl's uniform. He's only ever seen me in the boys' one while I'm at home. He doesn't know about the girls' one. And he was so distant, he didn't notice that I changed my name on the school's enrollment form.
So the school doesn't know that you're different at home?
Nobody knows.
Wow.
You'd better not blab about it to anyone. I mean it.
Okay, fine, but why? Why are you doing this, Natsuki?
Well, I don't know if I can explain it. It's like looking in a mirror and seeing a stranger. Like the image I'm seeing doesn't match the way I feel inside. It just feels wrong on a deep level. But when I put on the wig and the skirt, it feels like me. Like I'm finally the way I'm supposed to be. I know that probably sounds weird.
Well, if that's the way you feel, then you do what you have to do, right? So it kind of makes sense, I guess. Have you been this way your whole life? Natsuki nods again.
For as long as I can remember. I never fit in with the boys at school. I always knew I was different. But it wasn't until high school that I had the chance to do something about it. Since my dad was so like he is, I kind of had to do things myself anyway. It helps that I'm short, but I kind of wish I wasn't so, you know.
Natsuki looks embarrassed.
Flat. Anyway, that's the real reason I dress so cute. I don't really want to. That's the only way I know to make sure people know that I'm a girl.
But why is it so important to keep all this a secret?
Are you kidding me? I have a hard enough time getting people to take me seriously as it is. Have you ever seen how trans people are treated in movies or TV? They're treated like a joke. That's not how I want people to see me. And besides, my dad,
Natsuki seems to have difficulty speaking. She takes some deep breaths to steady herself before trying again.
One time, I was in my room at home, and I was putting ribbons in my hair. I just wanted to look pretty at home for once. And he walked in and saw me. And I've never seen him so angry. He was standing over me like an inch away, and he was yelling at me, yelling nasty things about how he didn't want a gay boy in his house. Except he didn't say gay boy, he used a bad word. I thought he was going to hit me. He looked like he wanted to. I was scared. I was so scared. I'm still scared. That's how he reacted to the ribbons. To freaking ribbons! I don't know what he'd do if he saw me like this. I don't want to find out.
Wow, that sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, I guess it does. I didn't want to admit how bad it is. I hate having to pretend to be a boy around him. I hate it when he calls me my old name. And I hate that I had to deal with any of this. Just because some doctor wrote male on my birth certificate. Well, it's just a stupid piece of paper. I know what I am. Living as a girl at school has been the best thing I've ever done. It was scary as hell the first few days, worrying if anyone would notice. But I could finally have people see me as I see myself. But that awesome experience always comes to an end at the end of each day, when I have to change back to my disguise that I wear at home. There's some irony, and then I have to dress up to be myself. I joined the literature club so I could stay after school longer. I don't even really read books, but it gives me a great place to hide out and feel safe as myself. Not to mention a place to build up my manga collection where my dad won't see it.
I recall how much pink is on the covers of Natsuki's collection of Parfait girls. And I can understand why she would want to keep them hidden.
So, I hope you're not weirded out by any of this or anything.
She has a look of worry mingled with hope on her face. Well, it doesn't really change anything, does it? I mean, I've only ever known you as a girl, and as far as I'm concerned, you're still a girl. So, whatever. I shrug. This seems to make Natsuki relax considerably. She starts to tentatively raise her hand. And with a decisive motion, she reaches across the table to give my hand a squeeze.
Thank you.
She immediately looks flustered and withdraws her hand again.
I mean, it feels good to finally be able to share it with someone. It's been kind of stressful, keeping this secret for so many months. I keep worrying that someone is gonna find out and make fun of me, or worse. So, thanks for being cool about it.
I don't really have a choice. You'd beat me up if I wasn't.
Yeah, don't you forget it.
She shows the first genuine smile I've seen on her since the hug earlier. But her smile slips away.
I can't report him, no matter how scared I get. If they investigate them and find out about me, they might tell the school. I don't know if I'll get the chance to live as a girl again. And I can't go back to pretending to be a boy full-time. It was hard enough the first time around.
I guess that does make things difficult. I'm sorry, Natsuki, that sounds rough. I wish there was some easy solution.
Me too.
Well, at least it won't be like this forever. I mean, someday, hopefully, you'll be able to move out and live however you want, right?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that keeps me going. I'd love to have a closet full of girl clothes someday. Right now, I just have this and the uniform, and I have to hide them all the time. Who knows? I might even come out to my dad someday if I'm ever distant enough to feel safe doing it. I feel so far away right now, but I know I'll get there someday. Well, anyway, thanks again for listening, but now I really do have to go. My dad's gonna have dinner ready soon, and I don't want him wondering where I am.
She stands up, and so do I.
You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sarah each carry some, then you can probably do it in one trip.
Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any.
I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you.
Once Natsuki is packed up, I walk her to the door.
So, good work today. I can't wait to see everyone's reactions to the cupcakes tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. And I meant what I said earlier. Whenever you want, you can come over. We can read manga or go out somewhere. Anytime you need to get out of the house for a bit, you know?
Reading manga together would be nice.
Natsuki suddenly jabs me in the shoulder with her fist.
But if you're trying to get another hug out of me, you're gonna have to work for it.
Ow, okay.
I had fun today, Hallie. Let's do it again sometime.
Sure thing. She gives me a big smile and then turns to leave, skipping down the street as she goes. It's the day of the festival. I gather the cupcakes together. I send Sayori my usual "wake up, dummy" text. Shortly after, she texts back 5 more minutes. I've had enough experience for her 5 more minutes. She was forever. Yeah, this is the same as before, except now it's cupcakes. I'd been hoping to get her help by carrying the cupcakes, but I find that with some careful stacking, making sure not to smudge the icing, I can do it on my own. I text her back to let her know I'll meet her at the festival. As I walk to school, I see all the various clothes setting up for the festival. I pass the anime, the family anime, and I deliver the cupcakes in the club room. I mean, I guess that line was technically no. As I enter the club room, the first thing I notice is a sweet flowery smell filling the air. The windows have been covered by black paper for atmospheric effect. Monica's laying out pamphlets on each of the desks. Yuri is taking advantage of her height. Panel. Literature is a luxury. Fiction is a necessity. It's different this time.
Hallie! Here, let me give you a hand with those.
Natsuki takes one of the cupcake trays and starts arranging the cupcakes on decorative platters that she brought. The visual effect of having them all laid out is quite stunning. I did my best not to mess up the icing on the way here.
Well, they're all still readable, so good job.
I may have gotten a bit of icing on my finger, though. I hold up an icing-covered finger while smiling pointedly at her.
You'd better not try it.
Natsuki quickly glances around to make sure no one is seeing this.
You can lick the icing off on your own damn finger this time.
If you insist. I lick the icing off slowly while maintaining unbroken eye contact with Natsuki. She seems too stunned to do anything more than stand there, blushing. She seems torn between wanting to yell at me and wanting to avoid drawing anyone's attention to us. She speaks in a harsh whisper.
You're still gross.
And you're still fun to tease. She tries to give me a shove, but I'm ready for her and dodge out of the way. She just ends up stumbling awkwardly and making a lot of noise.
Is everything okay over there? Fine, everything's fine. Okay then.
Monica turns away to help Yuri with something, but I'm pretty sure it's just an excuse to leave us alone. She had to have seen how red Natsuki's face has gotten.
Cupcakes!
I don't think anyone saw Sayori come in, but Natsuki seems to welcome the distraction. She quickly plants herself directly between Sayori and the cupcakes.
Oh, no you don't. These cupcakes are for guests.
Yeah, we worked hard on those. These. Don't mess them up, dummy.
Oh, okay. They really are nice to look at, though. So many colors, like a happy little rainbow.
It's good to see Sayori so cheerful again. I guess last Friday really was just a one-time thing.
Sayori, good, now we're all here. Okay, everyone. I hope you're all ready to perform your poems.
Sayori and Natsuki seem to brighten up at the prospect of sharing poems. I see Yuri shut in response. She's standing in the doorway, hanging up some kind of curtain of ribbons and paper. And there's Monica saying her thing. Oh, now Natsuki's stepping up.
I'll go first.
Monica looks bemused.
Very well then. That works fine for me. That'll give me the chance to greet visitors. Speaking of which...
Looks like our first guest is Monica. Yeah, I have a cupcake. Monica introduces herself and invites me to listen to of course. I guess that means it's time for Natsuki to recite her poem. Good luck, Natsuki, she whispers.
Who needs luck?
And with a smile, she moves to the podium at the front of the room. As she recites her poem, there's an energy in her voice that wasn't there when she performed for us on Thursday. She becomes more animated, seemingly directed at the new people coming in, even stepping away from the podium to assume cute feminine poses to accentuate key parts of the poem. When she's done, she gives an exaggerated curtsy in response to the applause. Afterwards, she strides confidently to the audience to sit next to me.
That's how the pros do it.
Monica carries on with introductions and moving the performance along, but my attention is occupied with Natsuki as we carry on our whispered conversation. I thought you hated looking cute.
Well, you know. After we talked the other day, I did some thinking. Maybe being cute isn't such a bad thing after all. It's another chance to prove that I'm worth more than I look. And if people see me as cute, then screw it. I'll embrace my cuteness. I'm cute and proud of it.
That you are, Natsuki.
So, about what you said yesterday.
Which part?
You know, about us getting together to read manga. Can I come over after the festival? I'd kind of like to see your collection.
Oh, well, I don't know if you'd be into the stuff that I'm into.
Oh, come on! You've seen mine, it's only fair that I see yours.
We're still talking about manga, right? Natsuki elbows me hard in the ribs.
Don't be gross, I'm being serious.
Alright, yeah, sure, reading manga together sounds like fun.
Yeah, you're darn right, it'll be fun, so you'd better look forward to it.
The rest of the festival carries on, but it's all just a blur to me. I find myself reflecting on that moment, and not just because of my bruised ribs. Having the chance to share in something that Natsuki has never shared before. Knowing that I may have brought about a positive change in someone's life is a good feeling. It's funny now to think that I didn't even want to be in this love at first. I wonder what second we bring. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that just leaves Monica's.